I am an exorcist. Beware my retractable eyeballs. Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Pokemon Black 2 and White 2. Last time, we caught ourselves a new team member in Aiden the Eevee. And now, I thought it'd be a good idea for us to go through the sewers once more, see all that we can see here, and get to know Eevee a little bit, as well as the other Pokemon in the area. Let's get started. Also, I want to go back to Castelia Park and catch a Petalil. I was mistaken in saying that I didn't want to catch one. But don't worry, I'm not skipping over Eevee's first battle or anything. I'm just getting it some experience points off of my other Pokemon. Ooh, everyone loves who we just caught, Eevee! Capable of evolving into five different Pokemon. Eevee was born to evolve, so I'll be going into each option as soon as they become available, just covering what we can get right now. Even though Eevee can have 2 different abilities, the evolutions only have 1, so don't worry if yours has run away. I'd recommend evolving your Eevee before level 21, since all of its evolutions get good moves at that specific level that would kinda suck to miss out on for a bit. Espeon, the Mind Crusher! You understand. Its level 21 move is Psybeam. Okay, I got your interest, didn't I? Ready to roll immediately. Steamroll, that is. It learns Psychic leveling up, so it doesn't have to wait for some far-off TM for its best move either. Synchronize is a decently helpful ability too, turns around certain fights. It can get Light Screen or Reflect to increase its defensive stats, plus the Light Clay to make that buff last for 8 turns across your whole team. This makes Espeon a powerful team player while covering its own weaknesses. I don't know what else to say. This is a great Psychic type and is all the things that one loves and expects from it. And hiding in the shade, it's Umbreon. Near unbreakable defense and support moves to help out everyone. I find low-level Umbreon just use Bite every turn. Trust me, I got lots of experience with that in one very specific field. A nice buff Umbreon's got is Foul Play, a dark physical move that uses the foe's own attack stat to do damage. This means Umbreon can do more than just set up statuses and play team support. Synchronize is once again good, but it doesn't learn Reflect or Light Screen like Espeon did. I wouldn't say Umbreon is awful, just don't expect it to move the fight forward too much and play the staller more than anything. Missing from the party are Leafeon and Glaceon. They cannot be obtained anytime in the main story. They always make you wait for Glaceon. That's kind of a complaint of mine. A first-time player could hold out for these for a long time before learning they aren't getting them. I think if Eevee's in the regional decks, so should all the evolutions. Leftovers! That is an invaluable item that's gonna make a tanky Pokemon way tankier. We've yet to have the King's Rock activate. It's time to say goodbye to it. I thought it would be a fun little experiment, see if it would work, and it kinda didn't. I'd greatly prefer that in a high HP Pokemon over just boosting the power of Flame Charge, because, come on, we're not gonna be struggling for Flame Charge to be hitting Berg. Antidote. And then this place. Lots of toxins build up in the sewer system. I think I can use them to make medicines, so I'm running an experiment. If this works, I might be able to use the venom of poison-type Pokemon to make different medicines. How exciting! Well, the result of today's experiment was... Well, today's experiment could have gone better. But I did manage to make a potion. Here, you can have it. That's some impressive technology, I gotta say. She can give you a random item once daily, a potion, super potion, antidote, full heal, revive, or full restore. It's one of the best places to get items is that some of those items are better than what we can even buy. I don't believe there's anything else in this room, it's all just for flavor. Ew. I sound like I'm gobbling like a jerky. Hey, Petalil! The denizens of this park should be thanking me. Aiden must have been bullying all the Pokemon around here with an iron paw, cause, wow! I just can't believe how much trouble one little Eevee could be. Definitely some power I want by my side, and definitely something that these Pokemon do not want to coexist with. Just gonna bite that little bud. By my bud. And you're doing that. We'll go for another bite, and I think a shockwave. No, thunderwave. I was talking this up so much, makes it way easier to catch stuff. Not that I would know anything about that on the Pokemon that I wanted to be catching. Paralysis doesn't have as big of an effect as Sleep or Freeze on catching, but the fact that it doesn't wear off after a few turns, I think makes it the premier choice, as you only got to inflict it once, you know that you have an increased chance of doing it from that point onward. It's just kind of good. Regular Pokeball for you, Petalil, not matching your color scheme whatsoever. But it would after you evolved. But I'm also not going to use you. The leaves on its head grow right back even if they fall out. These bitter leaves refresh those who eat them. And back into this cave, the Relic Passage, there's quite a few trainers for us to battle here as well as some new Pokemon. And I'd like to take some time and go over those. But first, well maybe not first, there is something that I would like to happen around here though. The fact that you are here means you are also a part of the sewer? All right, then I will survey you too. You calling me poop boy? Let's get to the new Pokemon. Faster than you think it is, Onix is here to surprise! It's a strange mix of speed and a buttload of defense. Every Onix caught in Relic Passage comes knowing Stealth Rock, Rock Tomb, Rage, and Rock Throw. From there, it just learns a bunch of rock moves from leveling up. No worthwhile moves are going to be missed by evolving whenever you feel like it anyway. Speaking of evolution, this one changes a lot when it does. Steelix is a steel ground type and is much slower in return for higher everything else, especially attack. Its style is taking nary a scratch from physical moves, resisting tons of types, and doing back damage pretty well too. It can be expected to learn Iron Head or Iron Tail, Rock Slide, and Gyro Ball. It's alright, but it might not quite fit in as well as other steel types due to being weak against water and not being able to take special damage to save its life. And just being so slow. There are worse choices though. That was not a segue for Woobat! Right away, this is an annoying Pokemon. And I mean that in the best way possible. It has great speed and is all about using that to make the opponent have to roll the dice before they can move. It does this with multiple good flinching and attraction moves at its disposal. Among these is the not quite signature but still rare move of Heart Stamp. But I think you'll ditch it for Air Slash at the first opportunity, especially given the Woobat family is more special based. More notable moves that are new to this adventure for it are Heat Wave and Signal Beam. Definitely recommending those. Since it couldn't just be annoying to its opponent, it has to annoy its trainer too. This is one of those Pokemon that has an actively bad ability 50% of the time. Why do they keep doing this? All it does is piss off the player when they catch one with a great nature, but whoops, actively detrimental ability. Make sure the one caught has Unaware. I softly recommend this Pokemon as is, but know that there are special Woobat coming up in a few areas that are much better and can't potentially have the wrong ability. The pencil sharpener himself, Roggenrola! First thing, it's a train evolution, not doable for everyone. If it can evolve all the way, it has nothing to lose by being traded ASAP. It's a pure rock type, meaning good offense, some good resistances, lots of weaknesses. Adding to the all or nothing trend, Roggenrola goes all in on physical moves, then also being about as slow as a rock. Finishing off the trend, it's got one of the best abilities in Sturdy, which could definitely save its life if it's at full health. In the way of moves, it just learns a bunch of rock, ground, and normal moves. Through normal means, it can learn Iron Head and Superpower to add to this, but Steel's not super great offensively. Rock beats Ice already. There it is! Yellow Shard. These have the chance of being a wild Pokemon, or they can be an item. The contents are not truly random, as this is one of only 2 places in Unova where you can obtain shards. And you want the shards. Trust me, you want the shards. Shards are good. They are a currency that can do all sorts of wonderful things for you. There's another one. Drillbur is the Pokemon that is exclusively obtained through this. Now, back to your regularly scheduled Roggenrola. If you're having trouble trading it in current year, then there is a chance to catch Gigalith later on. The trend today is trends. Timber is a trade evolution. Nothing to lose by evolving fully at level 25. This is a one-trick pony, or flesh monster. Starts with rock and fighting moves, uses them adeptly, always has good new moves coming in, and now learns elemental punches. So I'll just say that it was further blessed with one of the best abilities, Guts. Believe it or not, access to the toxic and flame orbs are coming right up. This is simply amazing news for Timber. It might only use a few moves really, really well, but what else do you need? Come on, it's 140 attack at level 25 and a constant passive damage multiplier. It's freaking sick. Drillbur! Hey, another trend. This one also ends in burr. Okay, I'll stop. What isn't reaching is another one of those godlike physical attackers. This evolves into a ground steel type, adding fire, fighting, and ground weaknesses, but a lot of resistances to make up for it. Sand Rush is one of the best abilities in the game, and this is probably the best user of it, making it virtually unmatched in speed during a sandstorm. That alone is reason enough to carry a weather effect on the team with it. You know what you're getting with this one. It's rock, ground, and steel moves. But it does those things so well. Speaking of, patient little Drillburs that wait 2 extra levels and evolve at level 33 instead, get an easy Earthquake. This is a Pokemon that hits hard and takes hits well. Has some definite flaws if it doesn't get going, but if it does between Sand Rush and Swords Dance, it's nearly unstoppable. Its stats, type, and ability just add up to something that's hard to bring down. I am so sorry for letting you hear that. I am back in the sewers once again because we're not done yet. We're Billy Mays over here. I waited a whole year until winter to show you that in wintertime, the water's drained. We can now walk around freely without needing to worry about crossing the water. It might seem like exploration is objectively better in the winter, but that's not strictly the case. These boxes that we were using to cross the water before are now down here and we can't get over them in any way, shape, or form. So certain areas are inaccessible during this time of year, other things are inaccessible at the other time of year. It's complicated. There, yeah, here's one of those inaccessible locations that we couldn't get before. Got an X special defense. I apologize for the sewers being a little bit disjointed. There's just so many Pokemon that become available to you all at the same time. We haven't even been able to touch on Castelia Park's encounters aside from Eevee yet, so we'll be a bit still. If I can, yeah, you are a trainer, I had a feeling. I'm a researcher studying about the smell here. Well, you're not gonna have to research hard to know what it smells like. In the doorway behind you, there's, oh, another room of nothing, okay. Let me just see if I can find anything else and then we'll move on. Scientist this time gave me, oh! Today's experiment was a success! Here, please accept the super potion I made! Oh, yes! So, if we go to the bottom left of the map, by going past the janitor and taking the stairs down, humans need sewers. But what about Pokemon? Take that question and take this battle challenge with it! I wish to discuss the finer philosophical points of Pokemon pooping. Yes, hidden right behind there is an item ball containing a pearl. Very well hidden item. If there's anything else to say about the Pokemon in the area, if you're playing Black 2, catch a Drillbur. Can't get you quite yet, I don't think. Catch a Drillbur, really do. It learns Cut, Strength, and Dig. It is the best HM user of them all. I can use an escape rope to get out of here. I just realized now that I've said out loud that you can use Dig. Just let me drill through the floor like a Tasmanian devil. Zoom. And then I emerge outside. You definitely want to catch one of those. It is the best HM user that you can have at this point in time for Black 2. I don't need one, I want something else. Lovely morning in the park. Gonna grab myself a water before I go jogging today. Give me that. I think it's time I teach you about one of the most amazing things about Pokemon Black 2 and White 2. It's time for us to create our own menu shortcuts. So what I'd like to do is here in the free space, I'm gonna tap this little, not that X. Tap that little checkbox, as the free space is the items that I most frequently want to use. I think a fresh water is pretty important. Same thing with a lemonade. Put that in the free space. And I got 10 lava cookies from acting in all those movies. That's pretty nice. So now it's all in a nice little pocket. And when I press the Y button, I no longer get on my bicycle right away. I can go to my bag, free space. And I could do this for any and all pockets, really. I could do this with multiple key items. This is officially known as the ready button, and I've never heard it called that by anyone ever. The limit of menu customizations that you can make is 34. Yeah, that person who was saying, what? Woo, as I ran by. Yeah, you have the correct response. Just thought you'd like the sound of that. I certainly do. Because we just don't have enough Pokemon waiting in the queue to be talked about, our next stop on our journey is out to the north. We're going to Route 4. And now that we got the amulet coin and another team member, oh, hi, hey there. When I saw you in the city, I just had to catch up with you. Here, take this. It's the dowsing machine. Obtain the dowsing mechon. I put the dowsing mechon in the key items pocket. Bianca, it's not called the dowsing machine, it's called the dowsing mechon. Oh, if you use the dowsing machine and habitat list and so on, why don't you try to register them? Or I think it's written in this book. Okay, I'll read it. You can use registered item by pressing the Y button, okay? See? Bye. Since we just learned about all those menu shortcuts, we'll throw that on. And now, I'm able to look for hidden items anytime I would like on that convenient of a shortcut. Oh, we're out here. The Welcome to the World of Pokemon theme being used on a route is always so satisfying. Oh, a trainer! Take a look at the sand! Do you see how some areas are lighter and some of the sand looks darker? Pokemon are hiding in the darker sand. All right, well, thank you for that. Route 4. I'd like to do a little bit of exploring first, but, you know, there's kind of a problem with this whole setup that we got. You see, if I want to access my pause menu, I have to hit X, and that closes the dowsing mechon. And I don't know about you, but I swap my Pokemon fairly often. Well, that's got a checkbox too. So now, I can pull that up and never have to hit the X button if I want to swap around my Pokemon, swap around my held items. Isn't this thing amazing? It's so thoughtful and well designed. Being able to close the X button anytime, being able to close the menu with the X button anytime you like with no limitations, it's great. Mystic Water has increased damage to your water moves. That's kind of good. I think now, I don't think I want to fight the fisherman. I think I'd rather go over here and fight you for Eevee's first battle. Having lots of battles is the best way to train a Pokemon quickly. Eevee needed a little bit of work. Definitely didn't have the strongest moves. God, you look terrifying with that pulled off. I don't know, it looks weird to me, just kind of off. Like you're seeing inside of somebody's head with that thing being permanently affixed to their bodies in all the other games. So you got a drill burr. And I've taught Eevee return and attract. I'm gonna go for the attract right away. I never use attract stats ever. Critical hit, 2 damage, fine. I never go for attract ever, and I was going to teach it workup, but I thought it'd be fun to use a move that I frankly never give a chance. So we'll see how well it works out for Aiden right here, being all a cute, cuddly killing machine. Yeah, mobilize my love. We're going for return. Don't underestimate return. I realize that on Pignati, even though we're getting the same type attack bonus from Flame Charge, if return is at its peak base power of 102, that's doing way more than a 50 base power move with a 1.5 times power. 75 base power effective is just nowhere near as good as what we would enjoy with return, so maybe start using that as your main attack if you haven't already. Oh, 5 damage. Hit 2 times. Yeah! I'd expect no less from you swabbing the decks with S tiers all the 6 ways from Sunday. We need to get Elekid out here and fast. This is getting a little dangerous. Sandstorms are a bit of a nuisance. They really are. Aiden did pretty well in a first battle, all things considered. So now, with all those trainers around these parts, I say that we clear them all out and we learn about all the new Pokemon that we can get in Route 4 because there's some good stuff out here. I feel like damn near everyone catches something new on Route 4. Will it be us? Wait and find out. Sandile! Right away, main selling point is its abilities. Intimidate is one of the greatest and is rarely seen in Unova. It makes it able to break many other attackers and let it fake being bulky. But that's not to say that it's an easy choice, because there's also Moxie. It's pretty fast and a hard hitter with great offensive typing, plus 2 immunities allowing it to switch in often, either to get a Moxie boost on something it has an advantage against, or getting the Intimidate off multiple times. I personally like Moxie more since it turns into a strong revenge killer that's amazing when it gets rolling, but neither is the wrong choice. Its evolutions come in at good times, not a complaint with this one. Attackers gotta have moves, and this one has no shortage of dark and ground moves the whole way, and it can even get Aqua Tail or Superpower. Pretty much every good physical TM is compatible with it eventually too. This is a powerful Pokemon great at filling a hole to the common electric or psychic weakness on a team. I mean, if you chose Oshawott. You know, this sounds familiar. Scraggy! Right away! Beware the level 39 evolution! Slap the Eviolite on it, please. Past that, Dark Fighting is a unique type that has good coverage, making it the reason to use it. Both abilities are strong since status conditions come up a lot in single player, and make it not have to worry about burns that would force it to heal or switch out. But Moxie is perfecto too. On the opposite side of how Sandile worked, Scraggy is slow and can take hits well, allowing it to set up more thanks to getting bulk up after a while. Another help to the bulk is Drain Punch, an easy recommendation for a second fighting type move on it. Besides that, it's a slow tank that just keeps coming back for more. If the evolution requirement looks nasty, there's a special Scraggy that's easier to work with coming up in just a little while. Boom, baby! Darumaka! Powerhouse right here! We're looking at 90 attack on a little cup competitor. The evolution requirement is a teensy high, but it's really no issue and totally worth it. It starts with Fire Fang and gets Fire Punch soon, so no worries about it being a good fire physical user. When it evolves, look at those stats. Really, this looks about as aggressive as one with eyebrows on fire should. You're hard-pressed to find any Pokemon that hits harder, and I absolutely recommend it for a fire type if you don't mind it being strictly punchy. I wouldn't switch into it unless the situation is very safe, but it can sometimes take a hit thanks to that high HP offsetting the low defense a little bit. If you want Darumaka to make this game even easier, believe it or not, there is a far better opportunity to catch it in the not-too-distant future. Yeah, it's overpowered. Trubbish! It's a tanky poison type. Isn't he cute? Well, I think so. It's decently fast for those standards and can get random flinches to help bring down walls at outspeeds with Stench for its ability. As an added bonus, Stench lowers wild Pokemon encounter rates if it's in the lead. Evolution's not too much trouble thanks to its role being helped so much by the Eviolite. For the one thing about it that actually is trash, that special attack is awful, and for some ungodly reason, it learns so many good special moves it has no business using. We've seen worse tanks than it for sure. Maybe give the little guy a shot if you threw him in the bin before. I sure ain't gonna do it. Minccino! Ah, the mascot! Minccino is a fast normal type that learns lots of physical moves. I don't recommend the Minccino on Route 4 for a second. Other than 2 to 5 hit moves, the only physical moves benefiting Technician it can even learn are Covet, Knockoff, Pound, Wake Up Slap, and Thief. It's pretty weak in the moves, plus it gets utterly walled by certain things. Shiny Stone is easy to get, but I don't think that really saves it. Skip it for now. There's a much, much better chance to catch Minccino where it'll be far better. Now that that's all taken care of, hey trainer, these boulders suddenly lined up like this. What's more, the HM strength won't budge them. And what good is it? It's a big boulder, but it doesn't look like a Pokemon can move it. This is the lamest reason for halting our progression yet. And they were testing out a bridge by sticking fat people on it before. Well, if we can't do anything else, I guess we might as well just head back to town for now. On the note of Minccino, due to this being a soft reboot, some Pokemon were created to fill roles previously held by others. You can see this with Pidove being like Pidgey, but a less obvious one is Minccino being made to be the new Clefairy. Also, can we stop saying Roggenrola and Timburr are uncreative for just being Geodude and Machop again? These Pokemon look and play nothing alike. Seriously. Does this look like I'm a champ to you? It's a freaking instruction worker clown, dude! Just because they have similar types and evolve by trading doesn't make them the exact same Pokemon. I see a lot of people say it like it's a known fact, and it's always bothered me because they are so different. Needed to relieve myself and heal up. Thank you. Give me those back. And Mr. Metal, Mr. Metal, Mr. Metal, Mr. Metal! We're taking the Trash Master. That's tied to looking at all those garbage cans that I was checking. I don't know if I have to check any anymore. I wanted to show that with the reason why I did things the order I did was to get the amulet coin first for all those sewer trainers and for the ones on Route 4, because now we're looking pretty. We were tight on money before, but no longer. Won't be such an issue. Yeah, I want to get more nest balls. I really wanted to use nest ball on something, because, like I said, not a whole lot of opportunities to do that ever, and we're running out of levels to do it on. Okay, saw a lot of new Pokemon all around the Castelia area, and we're not even done yet. We haven't even gotten into the Castelia Park encounters yet. But we still saw lots of options, fought lots of trainers, got lots of good items, and did lots of exploring. So I think we're gonna stop there. And next time on Pokemon Black 2 and White 2, we're gonna begin exploring the city itself. We've been under the city and around the city a lot, but not really in the city much. We're gonna begin by seeing one of the most impressive sights around. See you guys then.